Go ahead. Give us a different tick. I think that was the same one. It's just one of the worst ones that they've chosen so far for the TikTok. Hello, and welcome back to my watch of the original supernatural soap opera, Dark Shadows. I'm Joel Sharpton, one half of the Articulate Coven, and we're all the way up to episode 87. We're right on the cusp of 100. I can smell it from here, right? All right, let's get into this episode, see what the Collinses are doing. Let's see how long they're going to leave that poor woman in that locked room.
As I have been kept a prisoner by the treachery of a small boy who has told no one where I am. Time has seemed endless, and all I can do is sit and wonder if anyone will ever come to my rescue.
Y'all know how I feel about this clock. The tick changes constantly. Their thunderstorm Foley is excellent. Their clock Foley is terrible. That's what I have to say about Dark Shadows at this point. All right, we know the stakes. How long is Miss Winters going to stay in that room? Realistically, it has been just a few hours, it seems like, based on everything else that's going on. For us, I think she's been in there now 4 full episodes already. This will be the 5th. Maybe it's 3 and this is the 4th episode.
I believe Maggie Evans had other plans for this evening.
Oh, you sound a little vehement.
Why shouldn't I be? Unless I am very much mistaken, she's busy right now entertaining a certain person who used to be a friend of mine.
Oh, and may one inquire as to the identity of this ex-friend?
Joe Haskell. That's who.
Boo, Carolyn. Boo, Roger. You've been cheering for this. You hate Joe. Because Joe's a decent human being.
Sounds like a Joseph Conrad story. How'd you get back, Joe?
Well, we did.
Boy, okay. I did wonder how long it was going to take before we finally got to this dadgum dinner. I'm glad we're here. All right, so that's 4 of our actors, 5 of our actors. We've got all 5. One would suspect because we already saw Victoria in the room, so that should be all 5. Maybe they're cheating by including the little clips to Victoria in the room. If they don't really give her dialogue or scenes, maybe she doesn't have to count. They didn't have to pay her. I don't know. I think we've already had a couple of episodes during this run where we've had technically 6 actors since we do see Victoria.
Oh, what does a girl know about boats? If I even start to talk to Carol about them, she gets seasick.
Well, try me.
All right. Why is a boat always called a sheep?
Oh, Joe, that's easy. Because we're so unpredictable. It's like hurricanes. You never know which way we're going to turn.
If you have a properly funded NOAA, you do know which way they're going to turn, actually. Here's my little political insert.
You see, about 10 years ago, Pop sold a bunch of paintings for $15,000.
15,000.
He blew every cent of it. But just think, if he'd saved even a part of that money, then we could have gone into partnership with you.
Well, I gotta admit, you're a lot prettier than my ex-partner.
You know what I'm going to do? I mean, just because of what Pop did, I'm going to snitch some of that fine old brandy he's been saving and lace this coffee the way it should be laced.
Okay, first of all, Maggie's trying to get you drunk, Joe. Watch out. Secondly, though, I don't know that we knew that Maggie, maybe I've forgotten it, but I didn't know that we knew that Maggie knew the exact dollar figure that Sam had made all those years ago. Also, we know he didn't make it from selling a painting. He took a bribe from the Collinses. Go back, watch the previous episodes.
There's only one small problem.
What's that?
What'll you do with a drunken sailor? What'll you do with a drunken sailor? What'll you do with a drunken sailor early in the morning?
Here's one of my transitions I like. Man, the editing on this episode is weird. Speaking of, this reminds me, I wanted to mention this. one of our great patrons said this previously. Let's see, where is it? Okay. I had mentioned in a previous episode, episode 83, I believe, the sound was very off, and I had mentioned it during my reaction. Kevin, one of our great patrons, and a big fan of these Dark Shadows episodes, he mentioned that according to the Dark Shadows wiki, the original videotape for this episode was lost. This is a low-quality kinescope substitute. It's the first of more than 24 episodes that only exist as kinescopes. That we don't have the original videotape for the episode for this one. So that is a perfectly rational answer, Kevin, and I appreciate you letting us know. With a show, you got to think about, like, at the time, you're not thinking about permanent preservation for these things, right? I mean, they were shot on videotape, not film, which already limits their like longevity and the quality that you can procure from them. But then also they're not thinking about DVD sales or Blu-ray sales or, you know, streaming rights or whatever at the time. They're just churning out episodes. They churned out 1,200 plus of them. So let's be glad that any of them exist. This may be what we're experiencing, though. This original copy may be damaged in some way, which is why some of the audio and some of the edit of this seems so strange.
And I couldn't be more surprised that you're learning that you're with Burke. You know how he hates us?
I don't think he hates me.
You say that you care for me, and yet you make every effort to be friendly with the very man who's sworn he's out to destroy me.
Uncle Roger Burke was entirely different this evening.
Yeah, he was drunk, Carolyn.
A shame that I wasn't invited to your little party.
They were singing in memory of a good friend whose ghost was seeking vengeance.
Bill Malloy. Did they elaborate on this theory of this ghost seeking vengeance?
No. But Burke did ask me why Vicky hadn't come along, and that's how I know he hasn't seen her.
Yes, and that brings us back to the mystery of Miss Vicky Winters. What in the world do you suppose has happened to her?
She's in the locked room, guys.
I know, but you yourself just said there had to be some logical explanation.
And it's very true. You remember not long ago how upset people got when Bill Malloy disappeared, but there was a logical explanation for it.
Yes, he was dead. You don't think anything might have
Of
happened?
course not, kitten. I didn't mean to put such an idea into your head.
What did you mean
Believe
then,
me,
Roger?
If I thought that any harm had come to Vicky, I'd be out scouring the countryside.
Yeah.
And what do you think?
Now, you just bundle yourself off to bed.
Then you think she's all right?
Well, I've always been honest with you, kitten. I really don't know.
You let me know the minute you find out anything.
Of course.
Boo to all of that. First of all, you've always been honest with her, kitten. Have you really? Roger, you weren't even honest in that conversation. Go ahead, give us a different tick. I think that was the same one. It's just one of the worst ones that they've chosen so far for the TikTok.
Well, as I said, it is past my bedtime.
Mine too.
Well, thanks again for everything.
Maybe another night, huh?
Oh, you bet.
Good night, Joe.
Good night, Meg.
Good night, pal.
Now, see, I thought she'd done well there. Getting a kiss on the cheek I thought was pretty good, honestly, based on where Joe is right now in life. Like, he technically hasn't broke up with Carolyn. She has broken up with him, but we all know that you can't believe what Carolyn says. So, I don't know. Anyway, I am a Joe Haskell fan, as we know, even when it means that I'm a little mad at Maggie Evans. I don't blame her for being disappointed. I would have been disappointed too, but Joe is a gentleman. He's got scruples. That's what I'm saying. Why are you creeping around the house, Roger? Secret passageways. Oh my. Now this is the first glimpse we've had of this. This whole time that wall's been a door. Look at that. See, I am shocked that that wasn't an end of episode reveal.
Uncle Roger.
Well, he's not going to come out of the wall now, kiddo. He's probably too far away to hear you anyway. Secret panels. Should have known. Honestly, color me surprised that he's willing to get out there and search for this woman in the strange places of the home. It is hilarious to me that they had to build all of these little doorways for him to walk through. Cover them in different cobwebs. Film them from odd angles. Feels like he's going to find her this episode at this point now. Like, how long has that candle lasted, huh? We know she only had the one. This seems like the second time that she's slept since she's been down there too. I mean, I guess what else would you do? God, I'm fairly certain we go back in time at some point, and I hope there is much more of the house open when we do. Better make some noise, Vicky. Somebody's finally looking for you.
Who is it? Who's out there?
You gonna just leave her in there, my dude, and drive her crazy? What are you doing? I hope Bill Malloy's ghost strangles you, Roger.
Vicky! Oh, God.
You
cannot be by yourself.
It's David. He's a monster. You're right. He loves me.
Well, at least he didn't leave her locked in the room.
You saw a ghost?
It was here, in this room. It was tall and shimmering, covered with water and dripping with seaweed. I know it was a ghost. It spoke to me.
It did what?
It warned me to leave Collinwood.
Who was it?
It was Bill Malloy.
Excellent finish to an episode. All right, Roger's still a real ace-hole, isn't he? But at least he didn't leave her locked down there. Thank God he didn't leave her locked down there for another episode. Super excited to see the fallout from this one, though, in episode 88, 89 coming up. We are rounding the bend over 90, and before you know it, we'll be at 100 episodes in already, and that means that we're just 112 away from an actual vampire showing up. So, folks, stick with us. I do appreciate all of you for watching these with me. I appreciate especially our patrons for supporting everything that we do. If you want more of these early and ad-free, you can get them by going to articulatecoven.com/join. $2 or more a month gets you access to everything we do early and ad-free. Thank you, and I'll be back soon with the next episode. This is Joel for the Articulate Coven.